Good morning, and thank you for tuning into the Andrew Tate Show, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We've got a great show for you guys today. We're going to be covering the NBA playoffs. Stephen Jones believing Dak Prescott can lead the team to a Super Bowl title. We'll also be doing our rendition of the Thirsty Thursday segment, and then we'll also be doing oddities of the day at the end of the show as well. Before we start, though, I just wanted to remind you guys to like and follow the show. Also, we get a number of questions from viewers that come in during the show, so to ensure that your question gets read on the air, I ask that you use the tips and donation link with your question. The tips and donation link is gsmcpodcast.net. Let's just put your question at the top of the list so that I can see it, and it also really helps the show. Hello, Tate. How are you doing?
Hello, Miss Faith. All right. So, yesterday you were out.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you about our day. I caught up with you a little bit, but I never told you about our day.
Uh-huh.
So, yesterday, Faith is out.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do the Andrew Tate Show minus Faith.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's set up. Everything's ready to go. We do the entire show, Faith.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah was filling in for you.
Mm-hmm.
We did it from studio. Did the whole show. Didn't realize this, but there was a glitch in the system.
Mm-hmm.
And Sarah's microphone wasn't working.
Mm-hmm.
Halfway through it, the commercial spots wouldn't play. We did a whole show for no reason and then had to delete it. So we did. There was an episode yesterday. You guys just didn't get to see it. So we did the entire show, did the whole live stream.
Maybe these past couple of days just hasn't been the best for us.
Yes, it's been one of those. You know how you have those weeks. Faith had her situation. I had my situation here. It has been an interesting week.
Yeah. And also, because this weekend is also UGA's spring graduation, and I have to work this weekend, and I work in a restaurant, so I know this weekend's just not going to be fun for me. So
you gotta have that positive thinking.
Long, strenuous week with a lot of things that happened this week.
Think about it. This week started off with me having to let one of the people go that works with this show. And that's never fun.
Yeah.
Then it's just been a lot of behind the scenes things that have gone on. Then cap it off with us doing a show for an hour and it couldn't be used.
Been there.
Been there. You've experienced that firsthand.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Only people having a worse day this week than us are the Knicks, not the Knicks, but the Indiana Pacers, who are down by 2 games now, and it's now the Knicks Indiana series is 2-0.
Yeah. All right.
So,
well,
you like that transition, tying it all in together. I know it's a little clunky, but.
With that, yes, we are going to be talking about the NBA playoffs, which was the Knicks versus the Pacers last night. So this story is coming from USA Today. So the New York Knicks All-Star Jalen Brunson returned to Game 2 of the Eastern Conference semifinals series versus the Indiana Pacers on Wednesday after injuring his foot early in the contest, but the Knicks lost another key player. Still, they were able to find a way to win 130-121. Brunson exited the game with 3 minutes and 32 seconds remaining in the first quarter as the Knicks led the Pacers 24-17. He immediately called for a sub after tweaking his foot under the basket alongside Pacers center.
Can I interrupt you just for a second? I want you to read that last line one more time.
He immediately called for a sub after tweaking his foot under the basket.
That's all I needed. Okay, keep on. I just want you to remember. Just wanted you to remember that. He called for a sub after hurting his foot. Go ahead. Okay.
So he called for a sub after tweaking his foot under the basket alongside Pacer center Miles Turner. Brunson had 5 first-quarter points before his early exit and was absent the entire second quarter. He was listed as questionable with a sore right foot, but returned to start the third quarter. The Knicks were up 7 against the Pacers when Brunson exited New York, when was the outscored 56-39 by Indiana, with Brunson off the floor to take a 10-point halftime lead at Madison Square Garden, 73-63. Brunson returned after halftime, though, and the Knicks responded by outscoring the Pacers 36-18 in the third quarter to take a 99-91 lead. But the Knicks were dealt with another blow. Forward OG Anunoby grabbed at his left hamstring after driving to the cup with 4 minutes and 2 seconds remaining in the third. He hobbled off the court and went directly back to the locker room. Anunoby had a team high of 28 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists when he exited. Anunoby was later ruled out of the contest with a sore left hamstring. Despite being shorthanded, the Knicks were able to hold off the Pacers to win and take a 2-0 lead in the round 2 series. Brunson finished the game with 29 points, 24 in the second half, 5 assists, 3 steals, and 2 rebounds. Dante DiVincenzo added 28 points, and Josh Hart, who played the entire game, had a double-double with 19 points and 15 rebounds. Overall, there was a lot going on with this game. I think I also read, I could be wrong, but one of the coaches got kicked out as well, correct?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what a day.
Okay, Faith. All right. What kind of grades did you get in science and biology?
In science?
Yeah. High school, college, whatever.
I'd say about mid to high B.
Okay. I always got pretty good grades in science.
Science was not one of my subjects in school. I didn't really like science.
So Anunoby, he pulled his hamstring, so it got hurt, right?
Right.
So what happened when you hurt your hamstring? What do you grab?
Hamstring.
Back of your leg, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe your butt area, maybe the lower. Most times, right?
Mm-hmm.
You agree? Okay. If you hurt your foot really bad, what do you grab?
You grab your foot.
Not your package, not your crotch. Are you sure? I'm asking you. Are you positive?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, I'm watching the game.
Mm-hmm.
Brunson going down. He immediately bends over and grabs his crotch. Then grabs his inner thigh.
Uh-huh.
Then he grabs his crotch some more. The entire package. He grabs the package. Moves over some more. He's grabbing his package and inner thigh. He's hurting really bad. They get him off the court. He hurt his foot.
Mm-hmm.
Did I miss something, babe?
I don't know. I
watched
highlights of the game, so
I might have missed something in biology class. I thought it was the shin bone is connected to the knee bone, right? Isn't that how the song went?
Yeah.
It didn't go to foot, it's connected to the crotch.
I have to see what you're talking about.
You tell me, when you look at this, Faith, you tell me if he hurt his foot. Faith is looking at this to let the people who are not watching.
Sorry.
Because Faith is like, what the heck are you talking about?
I know, yeah. I only watched highlights from the game, so.
Yes. So please tell me how they tie together, because that confused the HE double hockey sticks out of me on that one.
Well, the video that I looked at doesn't. Okay, anyway, he
did
talk.
Not. He didn't grab it. He didn't grab his pinky toe or his big toe or his heel, his Achilles. He didn't grab anything near a foot. Everyone is reporting it as his foot.
Mm-hmm.
I went back and watched it on 5 different occasions.
Mm-hmm.
It was 80% crotch grabbing, 20% inner thigh grabbing. So, and everyone insists it was a foot injury. And so I was thoroughly confused on what the heck got injured that connected from the foot to the crotch. So I just wanted to know. Okay. Now, did you ever, you didn't ever, you
I'm
didn't
still
find
trying
it?
to find it. So
Okay. But, so first off, this game was a total team game.
it absolutely was. Yeah.
And that's the cool thing. The Knicks had 3 players with 25 points. Josh Hart had 19. So you had 4 guys that was right around 20 plus points a game on average. This is a complete team. That's the thing that I like about the Knicks. They're getting quality support from everyone on their team. I was disappointed when Brunson hurt his foot crotch and had to come out of the game because he had a streak of 4 40-point games, and I really wanted to see him, get 5. Now, with that being said, the Knicks, Indiana just saw the blueprint on how to control the Knicks. And it is, even though everyone hung in there, when Brunson was on the court in that first quarter, the Knicks were rolling and they were up by 11. The minute that Brunson got injured and pulled out, they were down by 11.
Yeah.
It was a 22-point swing like that. That shows Brunson is the heart and soul of that team. Knowing that Rick Carlisle is a really smart coach, I feel like he has to take advantage of that. He has to realize that I don't care what Josh Hart does, DiVincenzo does, and Anunoby. I am going to double Brunson. I don't care if his foot crotch is hurting, whatever it is that's hurting, I am double teaming him. By the way, another person came in here. I have my favorite chocolate from Portugal, super cheap. She just came here and took my chocolate. I just went mid-sentence, came in here and took my chocolate. Let me see. Okay, this is, matter of fact, not only that, it's the cheap chocolate. This is my favorite chocolate. Absolutely, it's not Hershey, it's not a name brand. Best chocolate in the world, super cheap. Just had to say that. Anyway. Faith like, what is wrong with you?
Moving on.
But Brunson still, even being pulled out in the first quarter, he scored 24 points in the second half. No, let's see. After coming in the second half, he scored 24 points total. He went off in the fourth quarter, and this is the key. 14 points in the fourth quarter, total 29 points, and that's with him missing most of the first half. With that being said, rolling with 4 40-point games in a row, he was on pace to get another 40. The Knicks, meaning the Indiana Pacers, who is a solid team, and Tyrese Halliburton is balling. He had 22 points in the first half, 13 in the first quarter, total 34 points. He's doing his job, but the rest of the Pacers have to figure out how to slow down Brunson, because if Brunson gets off, that is a recipe for a win. Every time Brunson goes off, they get a win, because it's like the whole team. He's the heart and soul of that team. That team comes together. They distribute the ball incredibly well, offensively, defensively.
they have been the better team, consistently been the better team. I still think this is going to be a close series. I'm going to tell you this. When you look at the fact that Julius Randle is out, Bogdan Bogdanovic is out, Mitchell Robinson is, I don't know if Bogdanovic played Robinson, but they are an injured, Brunson's injured. The Knicks are an injured, beat-up team.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this would be a close series if they were at full strength. If they were at full strength, I don't give Indiana much chance. Mm-hmm. But since they're not at full strength, and that's part of the game, it's a war of attrition. Can you make it through the playoffs healthy? Indiana nothing has really happened in this series. They just dropped the first two away. They're going to be at Indiana coming up next. Home cooking always makes teams make the basket a little bit bigger and make those defensive plays a little bit easier. Mm-hmm. I think Indiana can make this adjustment. I don't know how injured Brunson is, because sometimes when you get injured, it's not the day of the injury. It's the next day and the day after. Mm-hmm. That's when the injury really kicks in, and that's when the injury is at its peak. If it's a foot injury definitely affects a player. Mm-hmm. If it is a groin injury, and that's why I brought this up. If it's a groin injury, that will affect the player as well, because a groin injury really affects how a guy gets on the court, how he cuts, he comes off the pick, how he gets lifted when he jumps. Either way it goes, whether it's a foot or a groin injury, there is some concern. I know that they came out and said foot injury, but I think it's playoff basketball. Maybe they don't want that information out. They're supposed to release that information, but whatever the injury is, you have to have Brunson out there. Mm-hmm. The game is just so much easier as long as Brunson is out there with the Knicks. Right. He makes everything happen. He's the one that shakes things up. So it's going to be really, really interesting. I want to see how things go going forward. Injury, how Indiana responds at home. You know what I mean? It's a much different game when teams are at home. Mm-hmm. This series is far from over. I saw someone talking about a sweep by the Knicks. I just don't see that happening. I don't. Indiana's too well coached of a team to get swept. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes. Until I see Indiana at home, that'll tell me everything I need to know.
Alrighty.
So we covered some weird ground here today, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Supposed crotch injury, apparently. I don't.
I would call it a foot crotch.
Well, all right, guys. With that, we're going to take our first break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about the Cowboys. Stephen Jones absolutely believes Dak Prescott can lead the team to a Super Bowl title. So make sure you guys stick around, and we will be back in a minute.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
Alrighty, guys, welcome back. Earlier, we were talking about the NBA playoffs, which was the Knicks versus the Pacers, and now we're going to be talking about the Cowboys. Stephen Jones absolutely believes Dak Prescott can lead the team to a Super Bowl title. But before we do that, I just wanted to remind you guys to like and follow the show. We get a number of questions from viewers that come in during the show, so to ensure that your question gets read on the air, I ask that you use the tips and donation link with your question. That link is gsmcpodcast.net. Let's just put your question at the top of the list so I can see it, and it also really helps the show. Alrighty.
You when you do that intro, sometimes you're just on autopilot. It just goes smooth.
I am,
Just
yeah.
Like... All right, this is your favorite team, the Cowboys.
Yes.
It is definitely my favorite team.
Yeah, it actually is Tate's actual favorite team.
Yes, it is. It is actually mine. So,
I don't mind it, but when I took this internship, I did not think that I would be talking about the Dallas Cowboys every other day, basically.
if you watch some of the other networks, it is literally multiple times a day sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. You could literally, there's at least 5 stories about the Cowboys a day minimum.
Yeah.
That you could really go out there for, which is nuts.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so talk to me.
Yeah. Okay. So this story is coming from Yahoo Sports. So to repeat it again, the Cowboys' Stephen Jones absolutely believes Dak Prescott can lead the team to a Super Bowl title. The Dallas Cowboys continue to have faith that Dak Prescott is the quarterback who can lead the franchise to its first Super Bowl title since 1995. Cowboys Executive Vice President Stephen Jones told Mad Dog Sports Radio that Prescott, who will turn 31 in July, is the leader the team needs to reach those heights again. The Cowboys have yet to get the job done since Prescott took over starting quarterback duties in 2016. While they've won 4 NFC East titles and made the playoffs in 5 of those 8 seasons, they've yet to advance to the NFC title game and have a 2-5 postseason record. Hanging over this topic is the fact that Prescott's contract ends after the 2024 season. He's currently on a 4-year, $160 million deal, and a possible extension would be a big commitment for the team. The team also has to think about the long-term extensions for wide receiver CeeDee Lamb or linebacker Micah Parsons as they maneuver their salary cap future. Prescott is coming off an MVP-level season with more than 4,500 passing yards and an NFL best 36 touchdowns on a career best of 69.5 completion percentage. But being able to get it done in the postseason has cast doubts on Jones' belief about Prescott being the one who can lead the team to the title. The Cowboys' 48-32 playoff loss to the Green Bay Packers in January overshadowed Prescott's season, and for all of his regular season success, the team as a whole has continually failed to carry that over into the playoffs. Owner Jerry Jones said that the Cowboys are all in for 2024, which will only be up the pressure on Prescott and his supporting cast to affirm the beliefs of management that they are the right pieces to deliver a championship.
You believe in faith?
Do I believe what?
Do you believe what Stephen Jones just said?
No.
You did establish that I'm a Cowboys fan, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't believe in either faith.
Okay. For me, with everything that's come out with the Dallas Cowboys this year, it really, really just seems they're all bark and no bite. They haven't really done much with free agency or the draft or anything like that. And so for me, I think it's just a bunch of bull.
Okay. I agree with some of what you're saying there.
Mm-hmm.
They always do pretty decent in the draft. But in the draft, I was surprised they didn't address they addressed a lot. They made a lot of very safe
Yes.
picks.
Mm-hmm.
It's like your accountant doing your taxes.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna do anything too risky. We're gonna do the fiscally responsible acts.
Right.
So we're gonna get you an offensive lineman. We're gonna get you a defensive lineman. We're gonna get you a linebacker. But Dallas didn't have a running back, and they really needed a running back.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, hey, lucky, we brought you Ezekiel Elliott back. So Ezekiel Elliott is 732 and a half years old. They needed another wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't go out and get a wide receiver until late in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Wide receivers that you pick up late in the draft, a lot of times don't even make the squad.
Mm-hmm.
So this wasn't an impact wide receiver. So they didn't really increase the potency of the offense. Also, they didn't do anything in the offseason. Offseason moves. They did nothing. You barely registered the Cowboys in free agency. They brought in Ezekiel Elliott and some other people, but nothing major. I think they brought in 3 people total, maybe 4, but not impact players. And when you look at an old kind of year after year after year after year has gotten worse and worse. Ezekiel Elliott is not an impact move. A guy that's clearly showing on the downslide. And I like Zeke. But here is the overwhelming reason why I don't believe him. Dallas, if you were saying, hey, Dak Prescott is our quarterback of the future. Mm-hmm. We can definitely win a Super Bowl with Dak Prescott. We're planning on working with Dak Prescott for the foreseeable future. Before free agency even started, that would have been your top priority. Where you need to sign Dak. Dak counts for $40 million against the salary cap this year, and it counts against another 40 next year, or almost 40 million next year. And because of that, if they would have signed Dak at the beginning before free agency, you could have spread all that cap hit over the length of his contract, been able to avoid losing 8-time Pro Bowler Tyron Smith, plus 7 other key players. So they lost 8 key players that if they would have restructured, if they would have signed Dak to a new extension, they would have had the cap space to sign those guys. It would have also opened up the cap space to lock down CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons. That shows me, hey, Dak is our future. We have long-term plans with Dak. But what they did was the opposite. No, they did not restructure Dak's contract. There is $40 million in dead cap space on the books right now, which doesn't give them the ability to re-sign anyone. Also gave them the unfortunate task of watching 8 players walk out the door that they desperately needed. Then look around and say you got 30 to 35 million in dead cap space next year if Dak doesn't if Dak doesn't come back. Plus you lose your starting quarterback. These are not moves of someone that's saying Dak is our quarterback. Yes, we can win a Super Bowl, and Dak is our future. He stopped short of, yes, hey, I believe in Dak. I believe Dak can win a Super Bowl. What he said, the next follow-up question is, do you believe Dak can win a Super Bowl in Dallas? Are you saying in Dallas or are you saying somewhere else?
Yeah.
Because, like I said, lost 8 players, didn't fill in the needed offensive weapons with free agency or the draft. Dallas offensively and defensively took a step back. They went out in the first round against Green Bay last year, and they're not going to be as good this year on paper. We don't know. Things happen.
Yeah.
Nothing tells me Dallas is a better team this year than last year. Nothing shows me that Dallas is gearing up for a Super Bowl run this year.
Mm-hmm.
I've been a Cowboy fan for years. I've seen them, what they've done. Last year, I thought they were in the Super Bowl run. The year before that, I thought they were. The year before that, the year before that, the year before that, and the year before that.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas was on a Super Bowl run. They were trying to win the Super Bowl. This is the first year that it doesn't feel like Dallas is trying for a Super Bowl.
No.
Dallas feels like they're here to make smart business decisions this year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They're not going for pie in the sky this year. They're making sound business decisions. Drafting players that's going to impact the team a little bit this year, but a lot more next year and the year after that. Well, next year and the year after that, there's a good chance Dak's not there. Next year and the year after that, it is almost guaranteed that Ezekiel Elliott will not be there.
Mm-hmm.
So these moves look like moves of a team that's looking to reload and kind of focus. This seems like a step back and assess year instead of a all-in year. Do you agree with me? Does it not feel that way to you, Faith?
No, I definitely agreed.
And also, sorry, go ahead, let you finish.
A lot of the moves that they're making right now, in my opinion, are not the moves that they need to be making.
It feels like you see a couple and they're about to break up, but they haven't told anybody yet.
Mm-hmm.
But you see the missus, she's going out with her friends a little bit more.
Yeah.
She's staying over her sister's
They
house.
changed like their Facebook profile pictures and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, their Facebook profiles have changed a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, there's less holding hands and smooching on those pictures. You're at one end of the table, she's at the other end of the table,
Yeah.
or they're not at the table together.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
They feel like a couple that is staying together for the kids this year.
Yeah.
But soon when Becky turns 18, mama's hitting them with the Deweys and bouncing out. That's kind of the way I see it.
Yeah.
and little Dak is going to be, I think Dak is going to be gone, and the Cowboys are going to move in a different direction. Unless Dak does something unreal, and Dallas is still a very talented team. If you told me Dallas made the playoffs, I wouldn't be shocked.
Mm-hmm.
If you told me Dallas missed the playoffs, I wouldn't be shocked.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not a Super Bowl team.
Right.
If you told me Kansas City missed the playoffs, I would be just absolutely like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
If you told me the Ravens, I'd be like, whoa, that was a crazy year. 49ers, no way.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas, if you told me they missed the playoffs, I'd be like, yeah, I kind of see it. You know, they let Tyron Smith go. They didn't get dressed a running game. They didn't get another wide receiver. They made some very safe moves in the draft. They didn't do anything crazy in the offseason. I understand. They're gearing up for next year.
Mm-hmm.
But this whole standing by, we're all in. Jerry Jones says this. Stephen Jones says this. We are all kumbaya with Dak Prescott. But Dak's family, they're not saying it.
Mm-hmm.
His brother, his mom, Dak. What did Dak say? He would like the no, not in this article.
Oh.
He's here and he wants to win in Dallas, but if not, he can go play somewhere else. Remember that? Mm-hmm. That's not something that a player says that's planning on. If you were about to sign a $60 million a year contract for the next 5 years, so a $300 million contract to stay at GSMC, okay? You're not getting that. I'm gonna let you know right now that won't be happening. But would you be saying before you haven't even signed the contract? Well, I'm happy to stay at GSMC, but I could play. I could go to CBS or Intercom or Podcast One or iHeart. I'd be happy to play. I can do a podcast at any of these places, no problem. You don't say that if you're planning on staying at a place, signing a long-term contract, and it's the only place you've ever been. You don't talk about going somewhere else while you're supposed to be in contract negotiations. It makes no sense. Nothing that Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones have done shows me that they're moving in that direction. Nothing that Dak has said shows me they're moving in that direction. The one thing they've said is they're not really negotiating right now.
Yeah.
So there you have it.
Oh, man. That's all I have to say on it.
Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. Well, with that, we are going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to dive into our Thirsty Thursday story of the week. So make sure you guys stick around, and we will be back in a minute.
Looking for your daily fix of sports talk without having to pay for it? GSMC Sports Network is available on YouTube. Just search GSMC Sports Network. Get your fix of daily sports talk shows on YouTube, absolutely free. NFL, college football, NBA, MLB, MMA, UFC, fantasy football, and so much more. GSMC Sports Network has shows running all day long, with new sports shows starting every 2 hours. Just like on your favorite cable sports channel, except GSMC Sports Network is absolutely free. Just search GSMC Sports Network on YouTube to catch one of your new favorite shows, like the GSMC College Football Podcast, Chip Shot Football Podcast, Hoops and Heels Women's Sports Podcast, GSMC Basketball Podcast, and so many more. Check it out for yourself. GSMC Sports Network, now available on YouTube absolutely free. Search GSMC Sports Network on YouTube right now.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back. Earlier, we were talking about how Cowboys' Stephen Jones absolutely believes Dak Prescott can lead the team to a Super Bowl title, and now we're going to dive into our Thirsty Thursday story for the week. Alrighty.
See, I was even taking a drink on my Monster and popping a pinky.
All right, guys, so if you are new here, we always pull these stories from Reddit, because Reddit is just a fun place to be to find some funny stories. And for our Thursday Thursday stories, we always do like funny, like drank too much and this was the outcome type of situation. So, alrighty, and these this one comes from the subreddit Ask Reddit, so if you guys want to check it out, you can definitely do that. Anyway, let's get started. So, I was drunk on my 21st birthday, and I thought I was being smooth as I was talking to this girl at the bar. All of a sudden, I hear this booming voice from down the bar. What the censor do you think you're doing? I'm her boyfriend. I look and this big dude is staring right at me. I reply, yeah, well, I'm her new man friend, buddy. He looks me dead in the eyes and yells, you better get your fingers out of my jello. I couldn't help but laugh at the comment, and he ends up buying me a shot and wishing me happy birthday. Instead of taking the tough guy route that he very well could have, and a lot of guys would have felt obligated to, he saw the situation for what it was. I was a drunk fool on my 21st birthday, and he bought me a shot instead of trying to fight me for hitting on his girlfriend and mouthing off to him. It is still one of the funniest terms I can think of when someone is hitting on another person's significant other. Get your fingers out of my jello.
Okay. It took me a few seconds there. I was a little confused at the beginning. I'm like, Faith, you're gonna have to re-explain this beginning. Re-explain the beginning again, just so give a synopsis or your take.
So basically, this guy was out on his 21st birthday, and 21st birthday, and if you want to drink on your 21st birthday, that's when you really like go ham. So obviously, it was his 21st birthday. He was probably pretty drunk, and he hit on this girl, and then this guy came up and asked him what he was doing. That's his girlfriend, yada yada. And he thought that they were gonna get in a fight, and then the boyfriend said, "Get your fingers out of my jello," which referring to his girlfriend, which I think that relationship needs a reevaluation if that is what he is calling his girlfriend.
Get your finger out of my jello.
Yeah, then the guy ends up buying him a shot, and the rest is, that's it.
Okay, I'm gonna let you keep on going because there are different perspectives here. This is I want to hear your side. I really want to hear your side on this.
If I was referred to as jello and someone saying, "Get your fingers out of my jello,"
that just sounds a little dirty though, doesn't it? It kind of does.
Yeah, and like can you just say don't hit on my girlfriend, get your fingers out of my jello? That's just, I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel about that. I think my night might be ruined for the rest of the night, and then the next day I'd be like, all right, so we need to sit down and talk about what you said last night. Why did you refer to me as jello? Like, what was your thought process with that?
That was his little jello pudding pop over there. That's why you call it. That's his little pet name for it, a little jello pudding pot. Listen,
I mean, to each their own, man. To each their own.
Okay. All right. So this one's interesting because so many people address this in a different way. Mm-hmm. And I address it very differently than most people do. That's why I wanted to hear your take on it first. I've been out at bars with girlfriends or, people I'm dating, girls that I'm dating, and someone will hit on it. Mm-hmm. I don't look at that as an insult. It's a compliment.
Yeah, you should think that's a compliment.
Right. That just means your girl is mega fine.
You got the baddest girl in the club.
Right. That's my take on it.
Yeah.
It's different if it's like, oh, this is your girl? Oh, step aside. That's disrespectful. Mm-hmm. But, oh, I didn't realize you two were together. I just saw her and thought I'd shoot my shot. There's nothing wrong with that. That's actually a compliment to you. Mm-hmm. It's a compliment to her and it's a compliment to you, meaning that your girl is bad. Mm-hmm. But a lot of guys would be like, no, screw that. We fight. Why? He didn't know it was your girl. He just saw a good-looking girl in the bar. Mm-hmm. Why are you fighting? Mm-hmm. So that's the first thing. So that's why. And then I know girls that'll be like, he talked to me. You should punch him out. No. And so there's just ways of looking at it.
Yeah. I
thought it was just kind of funny that it's like you put your jello in me, you know what I mean?
Fingers in my jello.
Even trying to re-say this, I feel like I'm going to say something wrong and make it a little worse than what it is. You put your finger in my jello. I said it wrong again. I meant keep your fingers out of my jello. Mm-hmm. That first off, I think I give the dude props for being cool, being funny and creative, and people should take a note out of this. This ended up with a cool situation. A guy got a shot out of it and no fight. It could go south very easily. It could
go either way, yeah.
And for a guy, you don't want to be fighting in a bar.
no matter how bad you think you are, you know, I don't understand the guys that always that go to the bar and looking for a fight. I used to have a roommate, and that was his favorite thing. He'd go to the bar, then he'd wait almost to closing time, and then he would try to get into a fight. And I always thought that was the dumbest thing ever. I stopped hanging out with him. Even if you're a bad dude, there's so many people around. You don't know who their friends are, who's with who. Fighting in a bar is dangerous and crazy and unpredictable. You can't predict it. Absolutely stupid. No, if I could avoid it, I try to avoid fights anyway, even though, when I was going to bars, I always wanted to avoid that. But I say I'm giving my man the finger in the jello, keep your finger out of the jello, dude. I'm giving him a 10 for staying out of it. Yeah. What do you say? And what do you do? Have you been in that situation, in his girl situation, where you're with your guy and someone makes a pass at you and it ends up in a, not a fight, with a fight? What do you fill us in?
One, I don't really get hit on, period. So, but not.
That's crazy, Faith.
I don't really get
Are
hit
you
on.
sure you're just blind and you don't realize people?
No, I don't get hit on. People don't hit on me. But I have had situations similar to this. Not with my current boyfriend. I think this may have happened once, and this guy offered to buy me a drink, and I was like, sure, you can buy me a drink. I'm just over hanging with my boyfriend though, and then my boyfriend was just like, hey, so he doesn't really care. But I have dated guys in the past where I have gotten hit on at a bar, and then they get very upset about it, and I have to diffuse the situation, and it's like, it's okay. He didn't know. It's not like I'm wearing a t-shirt that says I'm not available or anything like that.
I'm with Billy. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't understand. Why do guys get that way? That's a crazy one that I've never understood.
I don't think we have enough time for that.
Oh no! See, that makes it even more fun.
Why do guys get in that situation? Nobody knew who was with who. Mm-hmm. If you go through and you're like, "Hey, can I get your number? Can I buy you a drink? Whatever." You're chopping it up with the girl, and the guy comes over like, "Hey, dude, you're hitting on my girl." It would be like, "Oh, dude, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize." Mm-hmm. But there's some guys that be like, "No, I'm not letting that go."
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't even know you existed until just now. How you're being disrespectful. Mm-hmm. So many guys claim disrespect on so many things. Mm-hmm. And I think it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And the word of the day is keep your finger out of my jello.
Sentence. It's the sentence of the day.
No, that's my, you know what? I said the word for the day. That's my phrase for the day.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm just gonna
Jello is the word of the day.
It's like, I have never heard anybody call your girl Jello. First off, Jello is the most uneventful dessert ever.
I just want to say, as a girl, in my opinion, don't refer to your girlfriend or your partner as Jello. I wouldn't like to be referred as Jello, and the statement, keep your fingers out of my Jello, it doesn't really sit right with me. So, word to the wise.
Maybe she was very jiggly. Maybe that's what it was. Oh, that doesn't help at all, does it?
No, it doesn't.
That just made it worse.
Oh God, that made it even worse. Maybe she's giggling. Yes. All right then. Anything else? Was there any comments or anything with this one?
I think there was one comment on
Okay, let's hear what's with this one.
Someone commented, "Oh, come on, there's always room for Jello."
Ooh, there's some truth to that. See, that rolls into last week's story. There's room for Jello. That people get in trouble when those adding extra people to the bowl.
Yeah.
So, actually, that's pretty awesome. There's always room for Jello. All right,
Alrighty, guys.
I'm good with this one. I know this. We cut this a little shorter segment, but
that's okay. All right, guys. Well, with that, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to dive into our oddities of the day. So, make sure you guys stick around, and we'll be back in a minute.
For the best and latest podcasts available anywhere, go to the podcast app on your cell phone and type in GSMC to access free content-rich podcasts on health and wellness, book reviews, sports, entertainment, relationships, social media, movies, technology, finance, and even weird news. Subscribe and download the GSMC Podcast Network's family of shows, available everywhere podcasts are found.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back. Earlier, we were talking about the story for our segment on Thirsty Thursday, and now we're gonna dive into our oddities of the day.
Sorry. Okay, I said Faith. Okay, I'm gonna share. All right, I'll share my message that I sent to Faith. I said I got stuck on that story. I couldn't think about anything. Everything that came to mind. I'm like, nope, I can't go that direction with that story. That's dirty. Nope, I can't go that direction. That's dirty.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, man, I can keep this story wholesome to save my life. So that's what Faith is laughing about, because I sent her that message like I was stuck. All right.
Okay.
What do you have next for me, Miss Faith?
Alrighty. So for our oddity of the day, a 6th grader's note for a car owner after witnessing an alleged hit and run goes viral. This is actually an older story. I saw this on Instagram a couple days ago, so I thought it was like new, but it's not. But I hadn't heard about it.
It's new to us. So
yeah,
hey.
so I hadn't heard about it, so hopefully it's new to you guys as well. So a college student from Buffalo, New York was surprised to find his car mysteriously dented last week, but he was even more shocked by the note left on his car. The note was not left by another driver, but rather someone too young to be responsible for a hit and run. If you're wondering what happened to your car, Bus 499 hit your car, read a handwritten note left on Andrew Sipowicz's car. The letter was from a person who witnessed an alleged hit and run and wanted to inform Sipowicz of what happened to his car when he wasn't there. It stopped here every day to drop me off at 5 p.m., the anonymous note writer said. What happened? She was trying to pull off and hit the car. She hit and run. She tried to year over and squeezed through, but couldn't. She actually squeezed through. She made a dent, and I saw what happened. Sorry, the person wrote. The note writer specified it was a Buffalo public school bus that hit Sipowicz's car. That's right, the anonymous Good Samaritan was just a kid on her way home from school. She signed the letter, a 6th grader at Houghton Academy. The 6th grader also drew an illustration of the bus to really show Sipowicz what she witnessed. Sipowicz, a student at a college in Buffalo, I don't know how to pronounce that, took a photo of the note and posted it on Twitter, where it gained widespread attention. The bus drawing included screaming kids, a funny detail many Twitter users pointed out. Shout out to the anonymous 6th grader for saving me a couple thousand, he wrote. Bus not drawn to scale, he added as a joke. The tweet went viral, yeah, and I was just making sure this wasn't repeated. And Sibowitz was able to post an update just 1 day later. The student who wrote the letter has been found, and we're in process of finding a way to reward her for her actions. Very grateful for what she did, he wrote. Although the 6th grader's name has not been made public, many people wrote her messages on Twitter, and Sibowitz plans on meeting her and possibly giving her an early Christmas present for her good deed. I'm looking into going to meet her in person next week and thank her for what she did. The 6th grader didn't ask for any recognition, drawing praise from many on social media. Although her identity remains anonymous, it is clear she is wise beyond her years. And for all you viewers out there, I included a photo of the letter. So
Right. Now, Faith.
yes, and I'll send you the picture.
I want my girl, yes, I want my girl Faith to go first on this one. It is important that my girl Faith goes first on this one.
Why is it important that I go first?
All right, because inquiring minds want to know how Faith thinks about this one. So, yes, I want to hear your thoughts on this one. Let me check out the note. It was very cute. Super cute.
It is cute. Good on whoever's parents that kid is. Because if I was a 6th grader riding a bus and I saw a bus hit somebody's car, I don't think I would have gone out of my way to write a note to let them know what happened. So, you know.
So you're saying good. You're saying good kid, good parenting.
Yeah.
They've raised their kid right.
Yeah.
Gold star.
Gold star. Yeah.
She gets orange slices and juice cup.
Mm-hmm.
She gets it all. So that's what you say.
She gets sprinkles on the Sunday. Yep.
I look at it different.
Do you really?
Little Becky's a rat.
You know what's
Little
so funny?
Becky is a rat. She's ratting
Hold on.
people out, dropping
what's-
dimes on people.
You know what's so funny? When I found this story and I read this story, I knew that you would say that exactly. I knew that was how you were going to feel about this she I knew that you were going to say I knew that you were going to say that this 6th grader was a rat.
She's dropping dimes on you. Listen, you don't want little Becky going on the girls' trip with you, Faith. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas unless little Becky goes with you. Then she's telling
don't
everybody.
think that is the same.
Little Becky writing diagrams. This was you at the club. Here she is dancing on the tables and everything else. Little Becky is cool to do the homework with. Go say hi to her. But when you going to hang out with your friends, you don't want a little Becky behind with you. No, because she gonna rat you out. At the end of the day, you're gonna come home and little Becky's gonna be like, and then I knew it was wrong for Faith to have that 4th shot of Jack Daniels. I tried to warn her, but she just said screw
Faith
it.
would never have any shots of Jack Daniels. I just want to say that. I just want to put that out there. But
she's a little rat. She's ratting everybody out. You know, you cheat on your taxes. She's the one calling that IRS hotline, telling everybody with cute little diagrams. That's what I'm seeing from little Becky. She's ratting people out. That's how I see it. Now.
I knew exactly that's how you were gonna be, and I'm shocked you have not said the phrase "snitches get stitches."
That's right. But she haven't learned that yet. Thank you, Faith. Snitches get stitches. You gotta keep that up. Listen, what did you say to me? If you were her, you wouldn't have said anything. Cause you can keep a secret.
It's not keeping a secret. It's the fact that I'm a 6th grader. You know, I'm not really concerned about somebody else's goal.
If you find out that your best friend Samantha is dating little Billy, you don't want Samantha don't want her business out in the street. You tell her, she's telling everybody, and she's passing out these cute little diagrams, word for word, exactly what she wrote. I love you, you love me, yes or no on the note and everything. You can't. She can't
So
hang with
you
me.
just think she's a tattletale?
No, she was tattletale. Is just like, hey, I told my mom what happened. This girl, she giving ID, license plate numbers, description of the car, DNA profiles. She's giving everything out. This girl, she wrote out a dossier. Okay, this little kid did the full rundown on who did it. Yeah, I knew they couldn't make it through that spot, but they went through there anyway and took out. Listen, she's a little rat. She's ratting everyone out.
Okay, well,
now, wait a minute. Now. Let me give one last thing though. People, I'm only joking here. Okay,
No.
Make sure you understand.
Let me ask you a question. If you
Yes.
walked up to your, limited edition Mustang, and there
Which is for sale right now. I'm selling.
and there is a big dent in the front hood of your car, would you be upset if somebody didn't leave you a note?
First inkling is snitches get stitches. Whoever did my car in, go get a 3-piece hot and spicy. That's the first thing.
Wouldn't you be grateful if there was a note, at least from somebody?
I would be like, oh, the person that hit my car left me a note. And then I see that it's little snitching Becky. And I'm like, man, see, she ratting people out even over here. You see? By the way, that has happened to me. I had my car got hit and the person kind of left.
Mhm.
And crazy thing is, I called the police in California. Police wouldn't come out. So I called the insurance company that took pictures and put a claim out. And the insurance company investigated me. I'm like, what do you mean? And they were like, well, at the angle that you say the car came in at, I'm like, no, I came to the parking lot and my car had a dent in it. They investigated me. Eventually, it took them a couple of weeks, but then they finally realized that it wasn't mine. They paid for it and got it fixed. Now, back to this whole thing. I was joking about calling her little Becky and saying that she's a snitch. I don't really think that, okay? We're just having
Jade
a
has to
little,
clear his name real quick.
funny. You know, I got Instagram followers I got to look out for. So, you are right. It is super cute that she's actually writing notes and things like that, and she's getting rewarded for being a snitch. I mean, but and the guy, they want to meet her and everything. It is encouraging her to be a future snitch because it's like, if I snitch on people, I get all kind of rewards.
She's got a great, maybe she'll be a good FBI agent one day.
Now that would be a story, though, wouldn't it? This is what started. This note here is what started her on her way to being.
And this is where she's at now.
Let's see. Now, is she an FBI agent or an FBI informant? Because
She'd probably be an informant.
See, I told you, she's a snitch.
I will say though, okay, I have to say one thing.
I'm looking at this note again. Go ahead. Keep on.
The handwriting for a 6th grader, that is some superb handwriting. My handwriting did not look like that in 6th grade.
Wait. I'm 54 and my handwriting still don't look that good.
Right, like that is some good handwriting. Good handwriting. Good penmanship. Wow.
This is why I'm not little Becky. I would have wrote that note, gave all the same details, and the person would have like, someone hit my damn car and then scribbled on a piece of paper. They can't read it. They didn't even know it was English that I was writing out there. No one would be busted. I'd be writing out the letters for the license plate and everything. Everybody would get away free because my handwriting would be that bad. This kid may have a future of being a professional snitch. The snitches make money. Or they just turn witness, they just turn evidence. Do they get paid for snitching?
An informant, I believe. Yes, that's a job.
Are you sure? Wait a minute. I don't think there's a resume out there informant.
Well, of course you can't put FBI informant on your resume. Hello.
From 2020 to 2024, I was an LAPD snitch, and now I am currently
You just say you worked for
at Coastal Carolina snitching on fools over here now.
You don't tell people that, Tate.
So how do you get a job as a snitch? And also, does it come with benefits like 401k, like retirement plan, health benefits, all of that? Because maybe I learned a little wrong.
I don't know.
This
Do I look like an FBI informant?
Listen, you are a very well-rounded individual. You know, you got your pulse on the people. I handle the bank and the Caymans. You handle the snitches. Right?
Hey, you know what? She might actually make a good journalist. Journalists are nosy people, and they tell everybody what they heard. So,
you know what? We're the only people in the country that turned this girl into a snitch, which is wrong.
No, I did actually see comments on Instagram from where I found this from, and people were saying she was.
Are you serious? And you got to hear those comments? Girl,
yeah,
give
hold
them,
on.
Give them to me. I got to hear this. Man, I thought I was the only one in the country. Like she's snitching.
No, hold on. Let me find it.
Oh, you just made my whole day. We should have led with snitching comments. And there's nothing wrong. I truly do think it's an incredibly cute story. I'm being silly because this is a sports and entertainment show. So drop it.
Someone said there's definitely a history of beef between the bus driver and the kid.
Straight up. There's some truth on that one because she knew the bus driver and dropped a dime on him.
Oh, someone else said, everyone's saying snitch, but I see a future lawyer or some forensic related career.
You know, CSI Becky. Go ahead.
That 6th grader's my favorite snitch ever.
See, I thought I was the only one going the route of she's being a snitch.
Yeah. Let's see.
Wow, that is hilarious.
Someone said, everybody calling the child a snitch. I hope your car gets damaged and nobody snitches.
And you are right. If you may think she's a snitch, but you would appreciate this detailed description if it was your car. Being truthful, I would be. Like you were saying about my Mach 1. Yes, I'd be very grateful that little Becky didn't drop me a full dossier on who hit my car.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think we're out of time, so.
I love it. This is awesome.
Yep. Alrighty, guys. Well, with that, we're going to close out the show for the day. Thank you so much for tuning into the Andrew Tate Show, presented by the GSMC Sports Network. Your support means a lot to us, so please remember to subscribe to the show and leave a positive review. It really does make a difference. We also invite you to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram for more content updates. Thank you once again. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you tomorrow. Peace.
Snitches get stitches.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great.